lavalier.
Right on.
Thank you.
Hello,
players, we're in a bit of a hurry here, so make me come out of this booth. Excuse me. Good going. Player one, now give us your name.
The horns, little miss.
They're right there.
Thank you. Player two, let's have your name now.
Yeah.
Rain stick?
Well, he's got two of them. He's got a large one.
Player two, it would behoove the playing experience. Thank you. By the by. Got
30
you covered.
seconds.
No problem. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to be trying your attention span. Start the loud music and the flashy lights. Someone's getting bored.
Player one, your choice. What are we doing? The category is, and you thought they were morons. This one's worth $1,000. All right, the next time someone tries to tell you the Three Stooges are lowbrow, well, they'll probably be right. Still, imagine the scenario. Suppose Larry flings a pie at Moe in order to demonstrate Newton's first law of motion. Assuming they're in a vacuum, what will the pie do? Would it move backwards in time, propel Larry sideways? Player one. According to Newton's first law of motion, an object will continue to move in a straight line and at a constant speed until something interferes with it. And since they're in a vacuum, this will happen right before Moe suffocates to death, and everyone will have a good laugh. Player one, tell me what's happening. Well, what do we have here? The Occidental Muppet. I'm giving out $3,000 for a right answer. Put it in gear, 'cause here we go. Let's say the Muppet Show is on in Japan and Fozzie Bear opens by saying, "Waka waka waka." What would the Japanese audience think they were gonna see? Cars, 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 poetry. Take a shot, player. That's some expensive soup.
All positions are filled, but thank you for applying.
See, now, I could have given you some cash if you pick this. Waka is classical Japanese poetry, and coincidentally enough, a bear suit with a tie and pork pie hat is the classic attire for Japanese poets. Your pick, player two, how about it? Here we have Pissed Drunk, Not Angry. $2,000 says you don't know this one. Let's rock. Imagine an Andy Cap comic strip where Andy can only afford to order one drink. If Andy wants to get as much alcohol into his system as he can, which drink should he order? A 1-ounce shot of Tanqueray gin, a 6-ounce glass of Yorkshire wine, a 12-ounce bottle of Woodpecker. Player two, Yorkshire wine. You know, Andy Cap might be a sad boozer, but I bet he's still not desperate enough to drink a British wine. Player one, it's yours if you want it. Player one, hit it. While the amount of alcohol is roughly equivalent for 1 ounce of liquor, 6 ounces of wine, and 12 ounces of cider or beer, a 16-ounce pint of beer would contain the most alcohol. Ah, Andy Cap, a Sunday morning wouldn't be the same without catching up on you and your wife's dysfunctional life. Player one, hit me with the category. Open wide and get ready for 3 men and a formula joke. Get it right, I'm handing over $2K. Okay, stop me if you've heard this one before. Colonel Sanders, Vinnie Barbarino, and Popeye walk into a bar. The bartender says, "I'm sorry, but we don't serve barbate people here." Who has to leave? The Colonel, Vinnie Barbarino, Popeye, or all three of them? Player two, it's barbate people, like the Colonel, have beards. Needless to say, Santa Claus and ZZ Top are forced to celebrate happy hour elsewhere. Your turn, player two. What's it gonna be?
You don't wanna blow it on number 5.
Shake hands with. Pharaoh, let my people go get a bite to eat. $1,000 if you get it. Check it out. The pyramids were made by slaves who hauled giant blocks of stone, right? Suppose Egyptian slaves had built the FDA food pyramid. Based upon the order in which the food pyramid is structured, what would the slaves have hauled all the way up to the top? Slabs of meat and bricks of tofu, wedges of cheese and cartons of milk, blocks of lard and sticks of butter, or sheets of pasta and loaves of bread? Fats and oils are at the top of the FDA food pyramid, meaning we should eat the fewest servings of these. It was hard work hauling fat up the side of a pyramid, but at least they got to slide down. Player 2, take your pick. This one's called Songs That Require Tight Pants for Men. You get this one right and it's $3,000. Flex those fingers, cause here it comes. Considering its melody's origins, what would be the most appropriate activity to perform while singing the Star-Spangled Banner at a ball game? Starting a fight, performing an impromptu musical, shotgunning a beer, or praying to God for a win? Player 2, it's survey says. Player 1, you can take it. Praying to God? No, but you might want to entertain it as an option for this game. For the curious, here's the right answer. The Star-Spangled Banner's melody was originally an English drinking song. Say, can you see? I wonder what player 2's gonna pick. Say hello to Raves, Hats, and the next day's cleanup. And you pocket $2,000 if you get this one. All right, listen up. You're making a kid's version of the classic anti-pollution commercial featuring the crying Native American. Since this is for kids, you replace the Native American with a Dr. Seuss character. Based on his past experience with anti-pollution messages, which Dr. Seuss character would be the best replacement for the crying Native American? Sam I Am, the Lorax, a Sneetch, or Horton? So what's the answer, player 2? The Lorax was a little yellow guy who tried to warn us about the dangers of pollution. How do you think those eggs and ham got green in the first place? Hey, player 1, looks like you're the one who's screwed. Category. Oh, I was hoping you were going to choose that. Okay, player 1, scram. Player 2, get ready for a dis or dat. The category for this dis or dat question is, NBA action is fantastic. I'm going to read off 7. Oh, I see. You got this thing down. Well, I'll put 30 seconds on the clock then. Let's go in. Slobodan Milosevic, player or leader? Arvydas Sabonis, Vlade Divac, Scottie Pippen, Milan Panic, Sasha Danilovic. This is it, Radovan Karadzic. That's all she wrote. You missed one, but you hit on 6. Nothing to feel bad about. Let's look at your new total. Take it if you can get it. Let's move on. Player 1, it's up to you. What's next? Renovi is number 9. And I believe this one's called I See Late Night TV in Your Future. $2,000 for a correct answer. Just step up and take a swing at this one. If Dionne Warwick had lived in an ancient time, where could she have gone to make some psychic friends? The Oracle at Delphi, the Great Wall of China, the Colosseum in Rome, or the Apollo Theater? Player 1. The oracles were shrines for prophets. I guess it was cheaper to build an oracle than to buy all that infomercial time. Player 1, give me a category. Holy group interaction! You're about to play a 3-way. Okay, listen up. This is pretty simple. Okay, I guess I won't waste my valuable time here. Let's move it. Looks like our category for this one is jive talking. And that can only mean one thing. Bee Gees three-way. Here's your high-pitched group of three. Barry, Robin, and Maurice. Here we go. And for goodness sake, be careful.
Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yes!
Well, that's all we've got. Let's see how it turned out. Player one, baby, you really menaged that twat. Let's take a look at our overall standing. Player one, you pulled out ahead. Nicely done. Yes, it's time to move on now, but I'll never forget our special experience together. Whatever your name is. Okay, we're halfway home. Let's see how round two treats you. Start off one screw apiece. Let me pull some out here. What the hell is that? Okay, here you go. Now remember, everything in round two is worth doubles. Let's have a category, player one. Pucker up for. You can't flush that down a toilet. 4,000 big ones for a right answer here. Hey, look, yet another group of guys in their 50s is getting back together to go on tour. Based on the average lifespan of each animal, which member of the banana split should be able to rock and roll the longest? Bingo the gorilla, Drew. Take a shot. Player one, you... After humans, elephants have the next longest average lifespan for mammals by living 40 years. And, you know, the good thing about reunion tours with elephants is they can remember all the words to the songs. Nice work, player two. You just screwed yourself. Player one, ante up. May I introduce Miss Pioneer America didn't have waterproof mascara. How does $2,000 sound? Hope you brought your suit. It's time to get wet. Suppose the original 13 states held a Miss Colonial America pageant. Because this state wasn't one of them, what would we not see at the competition? Miss Maine in a swimsuit, Miss Rhode Island in a knee. Player two. Nah, Georgia was the fourth state in the Union. Unfortunately, after she bombed in the interview portion of the competition, she tried to secede from the pageant. Player one, it's yours if you want it. Here's what you should have picked. You wouldn't see Miss Maine because she wasn't one of the original 13 states. What a shame. I hear Miss Maine has the most northern points in the American mainland. Player two, give me something.
Swing your partner 1 and 3. A do-si-do for the big 13.
Well, looks like this category is learning to walk erect. Think you can handle $6,001 bills? Put your tray in the upright position. It's time for takeoff. If Lucy, the fossil often considered the link between modern humans and the first bipeds, resembled the famous Lucy she's named after, what might she look like? Guitar-shaped body with hunched shoulders, kaleidoscope eyes under a sloping forehead, peanut-sized girl with really long forearms, or madcap? Lucy the Australopithecus was named after a song playing on the radio at the time of the fossil's discovery, the song being Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Which totally explains why the Australopithecus was originally called the rocking horse person eating marshmallow pies. Player one, your choice. What are we doing? Let me show you what I think looks good on you. Coming at you, occupational hazards of fictional people. How does $4,000 grab you? Think fast. Which TV character's occupation requires him to deal most directly with the zoning improvement plan? Player 2, grab it. Perry Mason? Overruled. Tim Taylor? No, that would be the home improvement plan. The correct answer is... Cliff, the mailman from Cheers, works most directly with the zoning improvement plan because that, my little mail sacks, is where zip codes come from. All I can say is thank goodness he's getting drunk at Cheers all the time. I'd hate to be surprised by mail actually arriving on time. You have the
15th floor, lingerie, housewares, and useless trivia.
Let's see what we got going. Royal family member seen with tart. You get 4,000 clams for this one. Okay, everybody think back to your childhood and remember that the Queen of Hearts, she baked some tarts, and then the Knave of Hearts, he stole the tart. Judging by his playing card, how will the King of Hearts react to the news of the stolen tarts? He'll stab himself in the head, he'll give up on violence and sniff a flower, he'll chase the knave with an axe, or he'll chase the knave with a club. Take it. You should really get that looked at. Player 1. No, the king doesn't hold the flower unless the King of Hearts is the Queen of Hearts. Come to think of it, I never see them together. Let's take a look at the right answer. Despondent over the loss of his tasty tarts, the king will plunge his dagger into his skull. You don't believe me? Look at the card. But you know, he doesn't deserve to be king if he gets so emotional over baked goods. Your turn, player 2. Uh-oh, Elmer Fudd Dime Store.
It's time for a triple SMS fun.
One gibberish category coming up. Put a sock in it. We're talking $10,000 prize on this gibberish question. Now check it out. As the time disappears, so does the money. So the sooner you buzz in, the better. All right, my friends, take a looky here and see if you can tell me what popular phrase this rhymes with. Frank snore, a tremor breeze. And don't let that punctuation trip you up. First clue, a popular comedian says it. Try the veal. A popular comedian says it to thank his audience. Last clue, use your memory. Use that and the keyboard. Let's go. You can always tell Bob Hope's just about done when he says, Frank snore a tremor breeze. Thanks for the Memories is the name of Bob Hope's theme song, and I'd just like to thank Bob Hope for getting that damn song stuck in my head. I wonder what player 2's gonna pick.
Number 17.
Now serving, a tower with no windows, 95. Get a right answer, you're walking away with $4,000. Okay, everyone knows that Bill Gates' huge house in Washington is like a modern-day castle, right? If hundreds of disgruntled Microsoft employees decided to storm Bill Gates' house as if it were a castle, how would they use a trebuchet in their attack? To tunnel under the master bedroom to hurl dead animals? A trebuchet was a large catapult. Invaders used it to throw dead animals and spread disease in the besieged city.
Boy, it's a good thing I had that Star Wars laser defense system installed.
Player 1, tell me what's happening. And this one is getting wet in history class. And it's worth $2,000 if you get this one right. Heads up, here it comes. Suppose Marco Polo had played the kids' game Marco Polo to find his destination on his most famous exploration. If he yelled,
Marco!
Which country would have yelled,
Polo!
In return? Italy, India, China? No, they stopped letting Australia play when they caught it peeing in the ocean. Marco Polo spent 25 years exploring China. Must be a bitch trying to get around the Great Wall with your eyes closed. Player one, hit me with the category.
Step right up for question 19.
Okay, give it up for. So let's have eggplant at every meal. Set up straight. This one's worth $6,000. I don't think I even need to ask this, but do you remember the little ditty, Beans, Beans, the musical fruit? Well, according to the song, the more you eat, the more you toot. But say you were to create a song about the eggplant. Based on the Sanskrit origin of its name, what would be the best lyric? The more you eat, the more you die. The more you eat, the less you toot. Tooting while eating is the joy of life. Or toot, toot, tootie, goodbye. Gotta answer it, player two. Player one, you can take it. Hey, got a minute? Take a look at a right answer. Aubergine, or what Americans call the eggplant, comes from a Sanskrit word that means anti-fart vegetable, which seems contrary to calling it eggplant. Your pick, player two. How about it?
Question number 20.
This category is known as Will Work for Mana. And get this one right, you got 4K coming your way. Hey, in today's world of corporate downsizing, anyone could find themselves panhandling next week, even figures from the Old Testament. You're at a stoplight and you see Isaac's son Esau by the roadside with a sign asking for food. Considering his actions in the Bible, which message might you expect to see? Take a just doesn't get any wronger than this. Player one, it's yours if you want it. Player one, hit it. Esau gave his birthright and inheritance to his younger brother Jacob in exchange for some lousy stew. Well, I guess it wasn't so much lousy stew as it was a bucket filled with soapy water and a squeegee. Player one, give me a category. Welcome to the Jack Attack. Keep your eyes on the screen, and when you see two words that match, hit your buzzer. If you're right, I give you $2,000. If you're wrong, you're going down 2,000. But don't forget, remember the clue. Not any old word's gonna do it. It's gotta be a match that fits this clue. It only sounds dirty. Yeah, I've used that line myself a few times. Well, don't do anything I wouldn't do.
This letter, it looks to me like Gaddafi fully understands that all this is an...
zone. Check your heart rate and I'll check the final scores. Player one's got it. Great work, Player One. You are like some beautifully toned racehorse moving ever forward with one ultimate goal. Player Two, you are like the steaming pile that gets left behind. But don't feel bad, cuz
Nice work, people. Congratulate yourselves. We pulled off another one. Hey, Raul, can we go home or are we playing another one of these?
Player one, look at you up there in that high scoreboard. My, oh my. Anything we can do to give you a false sense of confidence, we're willing to do it. If you want to play another game, just let me know.
Would a fake doctor do this?
Okay now, Mr. Alien, turn your head.
Doctor, those aren't my testicles. These are my testicles.
Due to the graphic nature of this video, we recommend you don't watch it alone.
Okay, now, Mr. Alien, I need you to bend
I wouldn't
over.
do that, Doctor. I tend to clamp up.
Order before midnight tonight and get a free bonus tape. Alien's funniest home video.
Oh, I should be able to sink this putt as long as I avoid the pond. Oh, help! Your water burns my scaly alien skin!
Wasn't that a riot? Order now, before you come to your senses.
Come on down to Buster's Bait Shop, where your grub and crawlers, one-stop bobbers, hooks and poles, and nets and line. So if your son or pappy is wishing to do some bass or crappie fishing, come to Buster's and have a real good time.
Buster's Bait Shop. Master baiters since 1923.
Hey, you guys, can I put on makeup and talk about boys with you?
Ew. Roast me at the door.
All the kids used to be mean to me at school because I eat paste and wet my chair. But now, I've got a My Little Doppelganger doll, and everybody loves me.
You're all gonna grow up to be drunken whores, so shove it where the sun don't shine or I'll poison your lip gloss.
They're just kidding. I'm sorry. It's also good for my dumb brother. Hey, Biff, Mommy said I could go to the mall with you.
Who told you to take your head out of the toilet, you little freak?
You wear girls' underwear and rub your wee-wee.
Saddle up, Tex. We're going shopping. Yeah.
And it works really great on grown-ups.
Cindy, turn off the TV and go to bed.
I'll go to bed when I'm good and ready, you pathetic nobody.
Oh, I guess a few more minutes won't hurt.
My Little Doppelganger is my best friend. Mwah.
Keep your gross lips off me and do something about that canker sore, would ya?
My Little Doppelganger. Also available, My Little Split Personality and My Little Addiction.
Johnson, that presentation was awful. I want to see you in my office, pronto.
I don't get it, Phil. My thinking on that presentation was sound.
Your thinking was sound. It's your hair.
My hair?
It looks like you combed it with a fried chicken leg.
I can't help it. It's my overactive sebaceous glands.
Don't worry. There's help. Have you heard of Squirt 2000?
Squirt 2000?
It's a shampoo, conditioner, body wash, and moisturizer all in one.
Sounds good, but the boss wants to see me right now.
Here, use mine.
You carry a bottle on you?
Well, Squirt 2000 is also a refreshing sports drink.
I'll be in the bathroom.
Hey, Johnson, how'd the meeting with the boss go?
I think it went okay.
Hey, Johnson, I like the way you think.
Thanks, sir.
But more importantly, I like your hair.
Squirt 2000, when you really need nice hair. We're an Arthur Daniels Heartland company. We make the Illuminati look like Cub Scouts.
Mommy, is Fluffy living with God now?
Yes, honey, he is.
Let Heavenly Critters Pet Cemetery be there for you in your time of need. Call 1-800-293-7768 and ask about our unique pre-need funeral planning services. That's 1-800-BUY-SPOT.
Mommy, do they have squeaky toys in heaven?
I'm sure they do.
Heavenly Critters Pet Cemetery. For those times when your love doesn't fit in a shoebox.
This week on Zenora, Queen of Battle, a plan is hatched.
Zenora, what should we do?
We'll have to make them think we're enemies. Quick, fake a cat fight.
Ah, my hair!
And a friendship is strengthened.
That cat fight got me so dusty.
Here, let me give you a sponge bath.
All on the next Zenora.